This is a quick video to describe how a realtor works for you in Alberta, their agency duties and responsibilities, and what limitations there are to those responsibilities in certain situations. It is a little bit dry, so I'm going to be as concise as possible and as quick as possible. I'm not going to dilly-dally. We're just going to run through this form. Every consumer that is doing a real estate transaction in Alberta will ultimately see this and sign this acknowledgement. So we might as well run through it on the video. You can have a quick snapshot of it, and then at least you know what you're signing when that's put in front of you there. So, consumer relationships guide, understanding your legal relationship with your real estate professional. There's a couple different types of brokerages. Common law is one brokerage where it's as if all of the brokerage is acting on your behalf. That's more for smaller brokerages, from my experience, that I see them running that common law brokerage. And then designated agency is where it's an individual real estate professional that's acting, not highly, okay. An individual real estate professional is acting as your agent. So they're essentially your designated agent at that brokerage. Let's see. They're acting on behalf with your permission, of course. And then these are the 6 fiduciary duties. If you watched the reel, you'll see that I summarized them already, but undivided loyalty. So they need to be loyal to you, the client. Confidentiality, keeping your information confidential unless you've given them permission to disclose any of their confidential information. Full disclosure, so anything pertinent to the deal or pertinent to the purchase sale transaction that your agent comes across, they need to share that information with you. That's full disclosure. Obedience, obviously, acting in accordance with your instructions, right? Reasonable care and skill, so this comes to professional standards. I mean, there's certain baseline levels of skill and care that agents are required to provide for you. And so that's what they need to do. And then full accounting, everything stays in our client files and should stay for, I believe it's a minimum of 7 years in order to comply with RECA guidelines. Don't quote me on that. I'll have to refer back to RECA, but I believe that's where it's a minimum of 7 years for keeping those client transaction files. And then responsibilities to the agent. So yeah, when you hire an agent, you have a few responsibilities to them as well. So giving them information and facts that could affect the transaction and your agent's ability to act as your agent. Pay the fees, which would be agreed to in writing, and pay agent's expenses. I guess if your agent, you and your agent agree to that, and that's what you two want to do, then that would be outlined in your agreement, hiring them as well. So having a customer relationship with your real estate professional. Sometimes people, they don't necessarily want representation. And a lot of times if you're an investor or a seasoned professional that's dealt with real estate and that you're quite comfortable with it, sometimes you want to sell your house on your own. I won't get into whether I think you should or shouldn't do that in this video. Maybe I'll cover that in another one. But in any case, those would be some potential situations where an individual would say, I just want to be treated professionally. I do not want these fiduciary duties owed to me. And I'm going to be essentially representing myself, and I'm working with you as a customer capacity. And then, as a realtor, as an agent, a real estate agent, the agent can give you statistics, names of appraisers, mortgage brokers, other service providers, and help you complete standard forms. And only as a customer, right? So they have to act honestly with reasonable care and skill, and make sure the information they give you is accurate, but it's not the same level as a client relationship, this fiduciary relationship that that your realtor will have with a client, but that is an option for you as a customer status. And then conflicts of interest. So real estate, if you're a real estate professional or brokerage represents both buyer and seller, then there's a few ways that this can be handled. So either the buyer or seller can get a different agent. The buyer or seller can stay with the same real estate professional, but in a customer relationship. And in that case, that would be the same as how we've handled that with the customer relationship up here. Or the agent can help facilitate the transaction without acting in the interest of either side. And this means the professional has reduced agency responsibilities to the buyer and the seller. And so this must be agreed to, this change of agency must be agreed to ahead of time before an offer is presented or accepted on a property. So at that point, if it looks like you're going into that where you want to work with the seller or you as a buyer or you as a seller want to work with a certain realtor and the buyer or seller on the other side, all with the same agent, then this is a conversation to be had at that point before you really get into the weeds on a negotiation. And then working on a transaction, not for one side or the other. So the agent needs to be impartial when dealing with both sides. You can't pick favorites in that case, right? And not to give confidential advice, support one side over another, use judgment or discretion that benefits one side or over the other. So essentially, you're just working in an even-handed capacity for both buyer and seller in that purchase or sale. Well, in purchase and sale, I guess it would be in that transaction. Give your agreements to purchase sale and according to your instructions, and promptly give you offers, counter offers from the other side, even if there's already a contract to buy or sell on the property. So even if you have an offer accepted, another offer comes in, you've got to, as the realtor, you need to be presenting that offer up until I would imagine until conditions are removed on that offer and it's a firm sale. Would be my understanding here. And then pass on all information that the other side wants you to know, keep you informed of the progress, and do anything else to serve both sides as long as the agreement with each side allows it. So that's one of those limited capacities for the agency relationships there. And so this is the form. This is the agency relationships guide. And so when you sign that, you acknowledge that you understand the following, and that's part of the paperwork that's required when you're a home condo seller or buyer. And so that's that. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to me directly, or if it's more of a general sense, then pop it down in the comment section below. Maybe somebody else has that same question, and then they can refer to that and get the answer for themselves later as well. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. I will be releasing a few of these videos, so if you're interested in anything else like this, then hit subscribe on the YouTube channel and you'll get notifications of all the new videos when they come out. Thanks for watching. Take care.